Hello friends, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are well. Today I am bringing another recipe for all of you, which is Chef Cedric Grolet fruits recipe. I'm not perfect at this, but I tried to create something which is similar to him. Of course, he's the master of this recipe, but every time I open his Instagram, I was always like, oh, I want to create something like that. So I'm bringing a attempt for all of you to see and let me know if you like it or not, but it comes out same like him. So let's start. First we are preparing for confiture, which is inside. We have fresh peaches here, butter, and then we have sugar here, and we are using agar agar and peach puree. So let's start. So first we are going to slightly cook our fruits with butter. It's optional. You can omit this step. It's up to you. But I just want to give a nice aroma of butter in my fruits. So I'm doing this with fruits and vanilla. Just for 2-3 minutes tossing, and that's it. Now after that I have started cooking my puree. It's a very important step. You have to be very careful and you need thermometer for this. So when the puree reaches to 40 degrees Celsius, I have started adding sugar and agar agar powder. We have to cook our agar agar powder until 86 degree to activate it. It's a very important step, and if you don't do it, if you don't follow it, your recipe will not come as it is Chef Cedric recipe. So you have to follow this step. You have to constantly stir while it reaches to 86 degrees Celsius. I have transferred this in a plastic bowl, and then I will just keep it in the freezer. After the freezer, you will see it becomes like a gel. Can you see that? I will show you with the help of knife as well. And now we just have to blend it with the help of hand blender, so it will come like as an ointment basically, and we want it to be like that. So now I'm just going to use my hand blender and mix it well. Okay, now as you can see, it has become like an ointment. Now I'm going to add the fruits. Now after this we will keep it aside and prepare for our mold. Now I'm using this 3D mule mold, and I'm going to insert the confiture. After putting the top, we will fill the mold from the top, and then we will leave it for overnight in the freezer. Now we are preparing for whipped ganache. So here's the recipe card, you can see. And now we will just heat our cream with vanilla, of course, because I heard that Cedric Grolet is a fan of vanilla, and as you can see in his videos. So I've just added the gelatin mix now in the whipping cream, and when it starts to boil, I'm going to add this on the chocolate and leave it for 1 to 2 minutes. After that we are going to use hand blender, and we will emulsify the ganache. After emulsifying with the hot cream, you have to add the cold cream part 2, which I mentioned in the recipe, and then you have to emulsify again until everything is mixed, and then you leave overnight in the fridge. After leaving overnight in the fridge, we have to whip the ganache until soft peaks. So I'm just going to continue whisking, and when all the lumps are gone and the ganache is smooth and silky, then we will prepare for our next step. We are just going to take our confiture, put it on the stick, and then we just cover the ganache like this, and then some indentations with anything, whatever you prefer. I'm just trying to give a peach shape. Okay, and then we have to continue with the rest of the confitures, and we will leave it in the freezer for 1 day at least, so it is nicely freezed, and after freezing we can mark some more indentations if we like to do. So let's finish this first. Remove it from the stick carefully and put it on the board and freeze it. Now the next day we will prepare our chocolate, and you just have to cover it in the yellow chocolate. I want to do experiment here, honestly speaking, so I did an experiment. I did covered first with the yellow chocolate, and then I have just covered half part in the red. But for the next one, for all the rest, what I did is I just covered in the yellow one, and then I just used the Believer spray. So now I'm using Believer spray, and for this process, after covering the peaches, I just left all this in 30 minutes in the freezer before covering with the Believer. Okay, so I'm just giving a little bit of details. Of course, I'm not perfect at it, but I tried. So let's just give details with the Believer. And then for the other color, I just put it back in the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, I'm just finishing now with the yellow ones. And now I will finish with the rest. You can see. Of course, I'm not perfect like him, but I have tried my best to give a nice detail of a spray. You have to make sure, if you are using Believer spray, that your spray temperature must be at 35 degrees Celsius for better results. By saying Believer temperature 35 degrees Celsius, I meant to say if you prepare the cocoa butter and chocolate mixture, so your mixture should be at 35 degrees Celsius. And here it is, my beauty pinky peaches, and I will show you the inside how it looks like. You can see I just try to put all the details, and if you really like my video, you can just like and subscribe my channel. And here's the beauty. I'm going to show you the inside. I was very happy. I was screaming with all the joy because this was my third attempt, and you can see how soft it is, just like Cedric Grolet's recipe. I hope you enjoy. See you next time. Ciao, bye bye.